Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my channel. There is only one thing better than riding a Lakeland mountain pass, and that's riding 4 of them. Let's have it. So welcome back to the channel. My apologies for suddenly teleporting from the Yorkshire Dales to the Lake District, but I filmed the journey up. I started at the Tanhill Inn, which was the highest inn in the British Isles, and filmed the journey all the way here, but the weather was so atrocious I couldn't talk to you, couldn't actually see what was going on because there was so much rain on the lens, so in the end there wasn't any footage worth using. And then this whole week has been horrendous rain. I've managed to get out about and do a few things, but it just wasn't worth filming stuff. So I'm now heading to Scotland to do the NC 500, but I'm going to take in 4 passes. My plan is to do the Newlands Pass, which we're about to start now, and then I'm going to do the Honister Pass. None of this is particularly in the direction I want, but I'd like to show you. And the sun has finally started shining after 2 weeks of virtually solid rain. And then I'm going to do Wrynose Pass, and then we'll do Hardknott Pass, which I kind of told myself I wasn't going to do again, having last done it a couple of years ago on a Harley Davidson Electra Glide, and it was quite hair-raising to say the least with that big old heavy bike. But hopefully on the GSA it'll be a bit more nimble and a bit more suited to it. I kind of told myself I didn't want to do it on a busy Saturday morning, which is exactly what we've got now, but it is what it is. So we are heading to Newlands and Buttermere this way. So yeah, that's the plan. 4 mountain passes or Lakeland passes whilst heading north out of the Lake District into Scotland. I also intend to do the Kielder Forest Drive today. Whether this is part of this episode or the next episode, I don't know. We'll see how we go. Look at that stunning scenery. And then my aim, I think, is to get to Inverness tonight if I can. Find a campsite somewhere, get myself sorted out, ready to start the NC 500 tomorrow. And in true two-wheel dreamer style, we're going to be whacking in the hours on the bike. It'll probably be 10-hour days again. For me, it's all about the riding. I can see all the scenery that I personally feel I need to see from the saddle of my bike. So Newlands Pass, here we go. Absolutely beautiful. So over the last week I have been climbing around here. I've also been riding my road bike around here. By that I mean a pedal bike. And the Honister Pass that I'm going to take you up in a moment, I rode up a few days ago in absolutely biblical rain. That was hard work. I'm guessing it's going to be much easier on a motorcycle. Hard work but enjoyable. I still loved it. But to see the sun out again after 2 weeks of almost solid rain is absolutely wonderful. I'm really hoping my trip around the coast of Scotland is going to be dry. We shall see. Whatever it is, it's going to be fab because it's time on the bike, and for me that is like therapy. It's the sticking plaster for life. Fab Valley. I just love it. The obligatory car on a hairpin. Why is it you ride a pass for miles and miles, and then just as you're negotiating a hairpin, looking for the line you want, a car appears? That's going to happen on Hardknott, I know it is. Fingers crossed I don't end up dropping the bike. It was a close call with a Harley Davidson a few years ago. I can remember standing there on a tight adverse camber, gravelly washed out hairpin, 30 degrees incline, heaving on the bike to keep it upright, having had to stop midway through because a camper van or something decided to come round at exactly the same time. I'm hoping today will be less eventful. So we're getting properly into Newlands Pass now. So when we get over the brow of this this fell, that it suddenly becomes dramatic. I hope the sheep are behaving themselves today. I'm guessing that car's getting out of my way, which I appreciate, thank you very much. I can see people climbing up by that waterfall. You probably can't on the GoPro footage, but yeah, people gill climbing, very nice. I was planning to do some of that this week, just gone, but it didn't happen. Did get some really nice walks in though, some nice cycle rides. It's been a very, very good couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to the forthcoming one as well. All on the Todd now. So this is what I think Newlands Pass is all about. This little panorama here. That is so nice. Let's get up on the pegs, see if we can show you a bit more. I've really been spoilt this year. Ireland was amazing. Peak District was lovely. It's been incredible here too. Yorkshire was great. Scotland now. And of course, in not that many weeks' time, it's going to be France, Spain and Morocco. So I really hope everybody's enjoying coming along for the ride with me. The great thing about doing this YouTube channel is it gets me out doing it. The thing is, I'd be doing it anyway. So this pass is going to take me down into Buttermere. So you've got Buttermere Lake and the little village of Buttermere. And then I'm going to hang a left straight away and take us up the Honister Pass, which is actually heading back on myself, but it's a very dramatic pass. Probably more dramatic than this one, to be honest. And it's worth going out of my way to show you. Right, we're coming into Buttermere now. As I said, we're going to hang a left. Avoid the flesh pots of Buttermere, as somebody very dear to me would say. I'm always saying it, but there's a very nice Defender. Right, so it's Keswick via the Honister Pass now. So as I mentioned a moment ago, I'm actually going out of my way now, I think, but it doesn't matter, because as you will see in a second, it's worth the detour. There's Buttermere Lake, or Buttermere you just call it probably. It's interesting that some of these lakes are called waters, like Derwent Water, etc., stuff like that, and Crummock Water, and then you've got Buttermere. So I climbed over all of these this last week in the mist, rain, violent wind. Didn't have much of a view, but certainly got some exercise. Speaking of exercise, cycling up the Honister Pass a few days ago, that was exercise. So glad the sun is shining, so you get to see something. I was really worried that the whole of this trip was going to be such a washout that I could barely film anything. There we are, down by the lake. Here's that classic mountain pass. You've got two steep fells either side of the road, snaking its way up Honister. It's all a bit grey, slaty. So we've got a maximum gradient of 25 degrees on this one. I think Hardknott gets up to 30 degrees, which just makes it a little bit trickier on the hairpins. It's much easier with an engine between your legs than just pedalling. Now, what's not to like about this? So we're climbing gradually all the time. Probably don't see it on the footage on the GoPro, but we are climbing all the time, and it gets really steep towards the end. It's good to see fellow bikers out. Not seen many today. Being a Saturday and the sun's out, it's going to be that bit busier, which is a little bit of a concern for the Hardknott Pass. I've got to be honest. My plan had been, if I was to do it, was to get myself on there at sort of 6 in the morning, so I had it to myself, but that wasn't the case, and it's all fine because I've had a lovely cooked breakfast with the ones I love, and then it's off to Scotland we go. So we're definitely climbing now. And when you're doing this on a bike that is just relying on your own legs to get you up there, it seems to go on forever. Nice and easy on the bike, on the motorbike. So the mine and the cafe and everything, tourist central just there. Let's take ourselves over the other side and into Borrowdale, where I'm going to have to get off and have a little look at where I'm going for the next couple of passes before I make my way out of the Lake District and into Scotland via Northumbria, I think, possibly, I don't know. Heading for the Kielder Forest Drive, which again isn't particularly on my way, but it's something I've wanted to do, having read about it in ABR magazine. It's 12 miles of unpaved road through forest, which sounds absolutely delightful. Slightly less dramatic this side of the pass, but no less majestic. Well, I hope you're enjoying that. The rides across the passes, it's been absolutely stunning so far. I'm going to try and find out where to head next. Well, that took a while to sort it out. I couldn't find what I wanted on the nav 6, the sat nav, and my phone's got no signal. So in the end I went old school and used a map, and I'm going to go to Wrynose Pass and then Hardknott Pass, which, as it turns out, is completely out of my way. It's kind of like a 60-mile detour. I'm heading south where I should be heading north, but there's no way around that because I was based up in the north, and I want to do those passes and show you. And it's good. It's a riding day. So I'm going to go down to Wrynose Pass and then over Hardknott Pass, and then we'll then head for the Kielder Forest Drive. So we've got a big bike day ahead of us, and I didn't get on the road that early, so it's going to be a long one, and hopefully I might make it into Scotland today and possibly Inverness. But anyway, we'll find out, and we're working it out as we go along, which is how I like it. Right, let's have it. Well, the sign just said, I missed it, I wasn't filming, but the sign just said Wrynose Pass, Hardknott Pass, extreme caution. I will be exercising extreme caution, and the sat-nav agrees we are on Wrynose Pass. The sky is blue. It's meant a 60-mile detour, 30 miles to get back down south, and then it'll be another 30 miles north when I finish riding these two passes, but it's going to be worth it. Look at that cottage, now that picture postcard. Just hoping there's not lots of traffic, particularly over the Hardknott. So just make it that bit harder. Extreme caution, narrow bends. Oh yes. Taste of what's to come. So my plan with all of these is low gear, keep on the gas. As long as you've got momentum, you should be okay. So if you have to stop mid-hairpin, try my best to not have that happen, try and see ahead. If I've got a car in front of me, which looks like I'm going to have, I will give them enough time to get round whatever we're going round before I attack it. I think it's the only way. It is beautiful though. 25 degrees, 650 odd feet of elevation and climbing. See a car coming. Let's give it a bit of time. No, maybe it saw me. Maybe I didn't see a car coming. Maybe it was that one in front that I saw. I don't know. I do know it's beautiful here though. And Wrynose Pass leads straight into Hardknott Pass. It's like two passes back to back, and they're both amazing. Hardknott a little bit more severe. Approaching a bend and there comes a car every time. Thank you. If I need both hands, I can't thank with a hand. Just a nod of the head that all anybody's going to get out of me for the next few miles. I'd rather not have this car in front really. I'd rather have a bit more speed, a bit more momentum. But look at that, what a view, what a view. What a view. We're probably topping out on Wrynose Pass now. What a beautiful day for it. Pulling over for me, or they may be parking, I don't know. Parking. I just love roads like this. Quite sure at which point we end up on Hardknott Pass. We may already be on it. I just know it's sat nav still says Wrynose Pass. Maybe we've got to descend before we ascend again. Anyway, I'm loving every second. Guessing that's Hardknott Pass in the distance going up the fell. Now coming off of Wrynose. Not too busy with the cars, hopefully it stays that way. Sat-nav still says Wrynose Pass. At some point it's going to turn into Hardknott Pass. Wrynose Pass is about to finish, according to the sat-nav. That car's very kindly given way to me. I think once I'm over this bridge I'm on Hardknott. Thank you. That car really is going very slowly. You probably can't see it, but I can just see a silver car up on the mountain. Right, Hardknott Pass. Just had a fly go in my eye. That'll teach me not to have my visor down. Right, fingers crossed this all goes well. .30 degrees. Didn't see anything coming down. Meet that there than in a moment. We're not going to meet anything coming the other way. Take a nice wide line, keep the gas on. Particularly nasty hairpin coming up. I don't think anything's coming the other way. I'll take it nice and wide, and it's wet. That's the bend that I had some trouble on with the Harley. Met a car coming the other way. It wasn't silver, it was white. I'm sure there's a stunning view, but I'm a little bit preoccupied. About to top out, I think. Look at that, beautiful. Pay attention to where you're going, Steve. Come on. This is a big old bike to be thrown around, but nowhere near as cumbersome as the Electroglide was. Stunning view. Look at that beautiful sea in the distance, and I'm now in completely the wrong part of the Lake District for where I want to be heading, which is towards Scotland, but it doesn't matter because that was amazing. Memory serves, and I'm sure it does, there is a cafe at the bottom of this pass called the Hardknott Cafe, and there is a coffee with my name on it, and I will look at the... Oh my gosh, I applaud you. Well done, my friend. Blimey. Now, I don't want to meet anything on these either. It looked clear. This is, as roads go, I think in the UK about as extreme as it gets. I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I am wrong. But this is pretty hardcore. I remember not enjoying coming down that little section on the Harley Davidson. I was, to be honest, pretty shook up by the time I got to the cafe and was glad to sit. Not so today. All pleasure today. Two up, that's brave. I would not fancy that, even on a lighter bike. I've done many thousands of miles on motorcycles and very few miles with a pillion. And I wouldn't feel comfortable over Hardknott Pass with somebody on the back of my bike. Well, we made it. We got off of the Hardknott Pass without incident, so I think now's a really good time to finish the video. I really hope you enjoyed it just half as much as I enjoyed filming it, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode, which will be immediately after this cup of coffee, because we're heading off to the Kielder Forest and then Scotland and the NC 500. See you next time.